How many times within the past few months of your life have you come across videos with titles along the lines of "Watch this if you feel lost," or "This is what to do to never feel lost in life again"? And so you click on these videos and you grip tightly to every word this person in the video is telling you in the hopes that they're going to carve out a path forward for you in your future so you can easily walk it, so as to solve the problem of feeling lost forever. But when you finish watching their video and listening to everything they've said, you're not left with any new feeling of meaning or understanding as to how to carve out this path forward in your future, so to solve the problem of feeling lost forever. Why? Well, it's because you're not lost. And you're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist. And instead, you know exactly what to do with your life. But the only reason why you're in a state of confusion is because you're listening to the wrong voices. Your ears are tuned to the external noise rather than the internal harmony of your inner guiding compass. So within the next few minutes of your time, and in this video, I only have one intention. When you finish this video, I hope to have returned you to your inner guiding compass, and to have demonstrated how you know exactly what to do in your life in every single moment. And I'm going to do so by explaining one idea. And the idea is this. Stop trying to figure out what you want from life. And instead, simply figure out what life wants from you. When you ask yourself that question, what does life currently want from me? You will always have an answer as to what to do. The only reason why we don't find the answer is because, one, we don't ask the question in the first place, but two, the reason why we don't ask that question is because everything gets piled on top of this internal guiding compass, and it gets hidden, so we need to uncover it. Peel back the layers of the noise and let go of them. And the simple way you can do so is find out what your life task is. But wait. By life task, no, I do not mean what your purpose is, what your life mission is, what your next thing to do with your career is, or what your infinite game is. No, none of that. Because your life task is something a lot scarier. This idea of finding your life task comes from the psychoanalyst Carl Jung. And in order to paint the context of the idea, just want to tell you a little story from Carl Jung, which he recounts in his autobiography, Memories, Dreams and Reflections. When Carl Jung was a young lad, he was off school due to reasons of fear of mathematics, which was manifesting as epileptic shocks. So he spent a period off school, but he was having an incredible time. He was a young lad off school. The world was his oyster. He could do absolutely anything that he wanted. As he recounts, I was free. I could dream for hours, be anywhere I liked, in the woods, by the water, or draw. So one day, of course, being off school, he was playing by his family's house in Switzerland. It was a bright sunny day. Again, he was reveling in the bliss of life, of freedom, doing whatever he wanted as a young boy. But he was playing round the side of the family house, and he turned a corner and he saw his dad standing with a friend in the distance having a conversation. Naturally, as a curious young child, Carl Jung peered slightly closer in order to eavesdrop on their conversation, still keeping himself hidden round the corner of the house. And as he began listening to this conversation, Carl Jung said, "This is how it went." "And how is your son?" his dad's friend asked his dad. To which Carl Jung's dad replied, "That's a sad business. The doctors no longer know what's wrong with him. They think it may be epilepsy. It would be dreadful if it were incurable. I have lost what little I had, and what will become of the boy if he cannot earn his own living?" Deep down, prior to hearing this conversation, Carl Jung, even though he was having the best time of his life being off school, had the obscure feeling that he was fleeing from himself. So hearing this conversation from his dad and his friend hit like a thunderstruck that interrupted his freedom of life. He recalled, "This was a collision with reality. Why then, I must get to work," he thought. From that moment, he became a serious child. He crept away, went to his father's study, took out his Latin grammar book, and began to cram with intense concentration and return to school. That was his life task at that moment. Now, distilling that story, you might be thinking, slightly random story, and second of all, maybe young Carl Jung was just caving into the demands of society, his family and culture. But that argument, although I 100% understand it, slightly misses the point. Because finding your life's task is simply a matter of asking what life demands from you right now in the situation you're in, where you find yourself. For example, it could be taking that job, even though you're not sure how it would work out, or if you're fully capable of doing that job. Equally, it could be quitting your job if days have been passing where you've been feeling disgruntled turning up to work each day. It could be calling that person to tell them that you're breaking up with them, or so too, it could be calling that person to tell them how much you love them. Your life task could be booking a flight and packing up all of your things to travel across the world or just go to pastures new, or equally it could be unpacking all of your things and staying put if your natural tendency is to escape when things get hard. And lastly, your life task could be facing the dirtiness of your room and clearing the space so as to refresh your environment. Your life task could be big, medium or small. It might be a Herculean task that calls you to a sense of anxiety-provoking adventure, or it could be the simplest thing that you can do right now. Either way, here are three criteria that you can use to determine whether something is your life task or not. Number one, it's going to involve a matter of intuition. This whole thing we've been talking about, realigning with your internal guiding compass, is another way of saying realigning with your intuition. When you ask yourself the question, what does life demand of me right now? And you're open and your heart is receiving of any answer you find, no matter how ugly it might be, you'll notice that the answer seems to come out of nowhere. Hence, it involves a matter of intuition. Number two, your life task will involve a matter of effort and difficulty. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It might be very unfavourable. So too, you'll likely have a fear of doing it. It's going to give you that feeling of maybe something you've been putting off for a while, something you've been postponing for whatever reason. Remember, big, medium or small, it's going to give you that feeling of fire in your belly. And number three, your life task won't be unrealistic. If you have £50 in your bank account, or $50, your life task isn't going to be book your flight to Peru, pack up all your things and go travelling. No. So too, if you have a family of 4 children and you're in a happy marriage, your life task isn't going to be suddenly ditch all of that and then start your new business. Your life task will meet you where you're at with an adventure that demands more from you. In the words of Oliver Burkeman, whose book, Meditations for Mortals, I got this idea from, as he says, it's what's being asked of you with your particular skills, resources and personality traits in the place where you actually find yourself. Anytime you feel lost, all you need to do is ask, what does life want from me right now? And your answer will involve a matter of intuition, difficulty and effort, and it will be realistic. An adventure that ignites a fire in your belly and that demands more from you. Keep that question close and keep your heart and mind open to whatever answers you find, and you'll realize in every single moment of your life, you always know what to do. And the only reason why we get confused is because we tune our ears to the wrong noise. Go inward, and you'll find all of your answers. Glad to be here. I'm glad to have you here as well. Good luck.